morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. Thank you so much for joining me. First up, it's Women's Health Wednesday with FEM Medical and Spa. And today we're discussing supporting women through breast cancer. Hear what Dr. Ashley Scott has to say. Then it's time for Women's Wealth Wednesday with Foster Financial. And today, Caleb is breaking down the basics of financial planning. And a little bit later, it's epic discounts at epic prices. So get your phones out and get ready to save. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
This segment sponsored by FEM Medical and Spa. It is time for another edition of Women's Health Wednesday with FEM Medical and Spa, and I'm so excited to have Dr. Ashley Scott, their owner and certified OBGYN, with me today to discuss this topic. Hey there, Dr. Ashley.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Yes, thank you. Good to see you too.
Yes. Okay, so today we're going to talk about supporting women who are going through breast cancer.
Yes.
That's a big topic because, of course, to be diagnosed and to have that understanding, you see an oncologist, but you provide assistance and just ways to be able to support them. So tell me how.
So one, as a gynecologist, a lot of the times we are helping to identify that breast cancer. So when you come in for your annual exam, we're doing a full head-to-toe assessment. We're also focusing on doing a full breast exam.
Yeah.
And then I'm encouraging women to do self-breast exams.
Okay.
But then we also are one of the primary providers who are ordering that screening mammogram.
Okay.
So it's usually through a mammogram where most cancers are identified.
Right.
But then beyond that, you know, once someone has a diagnosis, we are there to help support them through that survivorship.
Interesting. Okay, so basically you're saying the identification or awareness starts in your office. And so then through these screenings, when the results come back, if they have it, they, of course, work with an oncologist, but they also work with you.
Yes. So, you know, once you've completed all of your cancer treatment, well, we know that this is going to have an impact on you really from head to toe.
Yeah.
Some women may lose their hair. It's going to impact, you know, the chemotherapy can impact how the brain is functioning. So it's essentially going to put you into early menopause if you weren't already in menopause. But let's say you were already in menopause. Well, it can make those symptoms much worse.
Okay.
And so this is very different than, you know, the natural menopausal progression that a lot of women experience. This is so much more severe because the onset is so abrupt. And I think a lot of women, after they go through cancer, you know, they're happy to get through the cancer, but then, you know, they just kind of settle there. And I want women to know that they really can thrive even after that diagnosis, because quality of life is still very important.
Right.
And even more important now because you've gotten through something really difficult. So I want you to, you know, love the rest of your life.
Yes, and just not let that be the final stage.
Exactly.
But to now take it and elevate your life after.
Exactly.
And so in what ways do you support them in elevating their lives?
Yes, so menopause is a very tough transition. And where hormone replacement therapy may not be a solution for a lot of these women, it still can be for some. So there is a particular type of cancer, like your triple negative breast cancer. And so it's not hormonally stimulated at all. Because it's not hormonally stimulated, it doesn't mean that it's an automatic yes, you can do hormones, but it also doesn't mean it's an automatic no, that you can't do it. So it's an individualized approach that we should have, and it should be a collaborative effort between your menopause specialist and your oncology team to make sure that we are enhancing that quality of life. But beyond that, let's say, okay, you can't do hormone therapy. Well, there are other things that we can offer to help with things like hot flashes and night sweats. So there are certain antidepressants that can be helpful. But, you know, in 2023, there was a drug that came out called Veoza, which has been revolutionary for some of these women because it is really good at helping to treat hot flashes and night sweats. So it's working on the part of the brain where there is a temperature regulator. And so this this just kind of helps to set that thermostat at a steady temperature, so it's not constantly fluctuating. There's another drug that's very similar called Linquet that is newer to the market. It came out in October of last year.
Okay.
But those are two drugs in particular that I think, not every woman is necessarily going to be a candidate, but this is absolutely a treatment that you can discuss with your menopause specialist.
Wow, that's so fascinating, actually, you bringing this up, because the first time I heard about triple negative breast cancer was on my daytime soap opera, Beyond the Gates, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And how appropriate, it comes on CBS, our network. But it was such a moving and thrilling story because the matriarch was diagnosed with it. And they did a really good job of doing some education surrounding it. But it was one of those where there's so many risks. It's one of the toughest breast cancers to beat, right? And so they kind of showed that journey. So I love hearing your perspective and tying in just the fact that people can survive that, and then there's life after that. So that's hope that you're giving.
Yes.
And I love that.
And then beyond that, I will say, again, one of those symptoms that people don't like to talk about is what's happening below the belt. The vaginal dryness, the painful intercourse, the urinary symptoms that can happen. So now this is where vaginal estrogen can be a star despite the breast cancer history, because vaginal estrogen is really just working locally. It's not systemically absorbed. So this is something that has been very well studied and has been shown that it can be beneficial even for your breast cancer survivors.
Wow. Okay, so speaking of breast cancer and just making an effort locally, you are partnering with the Vera Bradley Foundation, which is exciting, later this year. So October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So what will you be doing in collaboration?
So we are putting on an event called Pretty with a Purpose, where we'll have someone from the Breast Cancer Foundation who will just help to share in the initiatives of what we're trying to do, or rather I should say what they are doing in terms of advancing research in this area. And then we as FEM will be there to just talk about ways in which we can help support women in this survivorship. So we will be selling services and products, and we're going to have a lot more other partnerships with local businesses. So I don't have all the details yet, but when I do, I'm happy to bring them back to you.
Bring them back here first on Living Local, because we would love to know about it, attend it, and support it.
It's called Pretty with a Purpose.
Pretty with a Purpose.
I think it's going to be a beautiful event.
I love that. Well, thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
And for the information today. And if you would like more information about FEM Medical and Spa, we'll have their website listed below. You can give them a call to set up an appointment and just talk about what's going on in your life with Dr. Ashley, and I'm sure that she will have a solution for you. And I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by FEM Medical and Spa.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
Enjoy fun in the sun on Living Local 15. Become a tourist in your own city. Visit your favorite spots and have some fun with me. From kayaking to rappelling off a building, I show you ways to have an adventure in Northeast Indiana every weekday morning at 9 on Wayne 15. So join me, Jessica Williams, for Living Local 15.
Watch Living Local 15 with Jessica Williams weekdays at 9 on Wayne 15, and catch past episodes on wayne.com.
This segment sponsored by Foster Financial. Welcome back to Women's Wealth Wednesday with Foster Financial. And today we're going to discuss the basics of financial planning with our Vice President, Caleb Doan. Good morning, Caleb.
Good morning.
Okay, so when I think about a financial plan, especially when it comes to planning for retirement, what jumps out the most at me is that people think that they need to wait till closer to retirement to start planning that out, and not so much take advantage if your company has a 401k or retirement plan when you are young. What is something that you see as a big misconception that people kind of think that probably isn't true when it comes to financial planning?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, I mean, that's certainly one of them, kind of waiting too late to start. I think another one is thinking that there's a certain rule of thumb dollar amount that everyone has to have saved in their retirement account in order to retire. So sometimes people think, hey, you have to have $1 million or 750 grand or whatever it is to retire. In reality, everyone's financial plan is so vastly different, and it depends on what your expenses are, what Social Security is going to be, if you have a pension, how long you're going to live. There's a ton of different inputs that actually determine how much money somebody needs. And so we will actually dive into those different inputs during a financial plan and tell somebody, hey, this is how much money you actually need, and give them kind of a custom number there. And then that can help us identify what's a reasonable and rational retirement date for you to target. I think a lot of times people are targeting 65. That's when you can get on Medicare, because one of the biggest things that you lose when you retire outside of your paycheck is your health insurance. So that's something that we really focus on in a financial plan, and we say, all right, if you're targeting 65 years old, are you on track to hit that right now? And if not, what are the different levers that we can pull to help get you on track? Either, we can reduce spending a little bit, we can increase savings a little bit, maybe we have part-time work for a little bit in retirement. There's a lot of different things that we can use to help adjust your plan right now to make you on track for that target retirement date. But starting earlier is obviously in everyone's best interest, because it gives you the most time to implement those changes, take advantage of growth in the stock market, take advantage of an employer match in a 401k. There's a lot of things that we can adjust, but of course, the earlier that you start, the better it's going to be.
Yeah, and when you say basics of financial planning, a lot of times people will think of their daily or monthly finances and those goals to stay within budget or something. But what you all really focus on is retirement, or do you also focus on just the daily financial ins and outs that people have to deal with?
Yeah, so all of it is so related, because I mean your monthly expenses and kind of your monthly cash flow that you're bringing in, I mean a big kind of outflow is whatever you're contributing to your investment accounts. A lot of times it's automatically deducted from your paycheck, and so that reduces the amount that you're getting. Also, typically people want to maintain the same standard of living that they had while working in retirement. So if you're living off of $5,000 a month right now while you're working, many of those expenses are going to continue on in retirement. Maybe a mortgage eventually drops off, or maybe you're expenses for commuting to and from work, drop a little bit. But other than that, a lot of expenses stay the same in retirement, and some go up, like traveling more, or visiting grandkids, or whatever it might be. So your cash flow right now has a significant impact on your retirement planning. All of that stuff is intertwined. And that's why it's really important, and we kind of talk about being holistic or comprehensive financial advisors, because you can't just look at the investment side of things without considering cash flow and taxes and estate planning and insurance. All of those factor into one another. And so that's why it's important to have a comprehensive financial plan.
Right. And so with taking all this information, one question would be, how do you analyze it all, like as a financial planner? And the second question would be, as the client, how do you really prepare to go into a forensic, process of doing basic financial planning?
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, both of those are kind of related. I mean, when we take on clients, we don't ever just, meet with them one meeting and say, all right, let's open up accounts and roll stuff over. We start with a financial plan for every single one of our clients that we have, because that in-depth analysis is necessary to be able to serve them well. And so we start with that financial planning process and do that whole analysis. We do fact-finding calls on their current, 401ks or any existing investment accounts that they have, get all the information that we need, and make recommendations across everything for them. And that influences when they can retire, or if they're retired, it influences whether we think that's going to be a sustainable amount to withdraw from their investment accounts every single year in retirement. So we do that analysis analysis first, just to make sure that every client is taken care of.
So you all offer complimentary consultations. That's different from this financial analysis, right?
Yeah, the complimentary consultations is where, we kind of start looking into somebody's finances, and we tell them what aspect of the financial planning process would really apply to them.
Okay.
So we start with just looking at somebody's current state and saying, hey, here's the 15 different things that would be really important for your financial plan, and that's completely complimentary when we meet with the clients. And then if they want to go ahead and hire us to do that financial plan for them, that's when we kind of engage in that client advisor relationship.
Interesting. All right. Well, thank you so much, Caleb.
Yeah, thank you.
And if you're interested in engaging in financial planning and so much more with Foster Financial, we'll have their website and their phone number listed below. Give them a call to get started, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Foster Financial.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
Do you want to know the best places to go to eat and drink around Northeast Indiana? Well, join me, Jessica Williams, for Living Local 15, weekdays at 9 a.m. as I take you inside of the best restaurants, new and old, explore their menu, and of course, mix up some cocktails. Where will I go next? Well, you'll have to watch and see, but I want to know, where do you recommend I go?
Keep up with Jessica Williams on Living Local 15, weekdays at 9.
Welcome to Epic Discounts by BestReviews.com. I'm Melissa Bergamini.
And I'm Ashley Howard. And when you see us, you know what that means. It is time to scan the QR code on your screen because we are ready to save big.
That's right, Ashley. And today we have some kitchen must-haves that are really going to help you prep food faster and spend less time cooking.
All right, so let's start with the Ninja Mega Kitchen System. We are all familiar with Ninja's blenders, but with this one, they've outdone themselves. The blender attachment pulverizes ice in seconds, and the bowl attachment functions as a food processor, chopping and blending anything you can fit inside. Plus, it comes with on-the-go cups, so you can take your smoothies straight out the door.
One machine, so many jobs. This is going to cut your chopping time way down. And if you want to pair that smoothie with a breakfast sandwich, of course you do, then you'll definitely want this. The Hamilton Beach Dual Breakfast Sandwich Maker. Now, this little appliance makes up to 2 custom breakfast, lunch, or dinner sandwiches in just 5 minutes or less. It has a digital countdown timer that signals when it's done, so you don't have to worry about burning anything.
Ooh, that sounds good to me.
Yes.
It's easy to clean with dishwasher-safe components. This is the perfect solution for busy mornings, especially before school. Now, next is the Kusori Air Fryer Pro with 9 cooking functions and temperatures that can reach up to 450 degrees. This is your new go-to on those days where you don't want to turn on the oven. Just toss in your French fries, chicken fingers, and even a steak, and let this bad boy do all the work for you.
That sounds great to me. And last but certainly not least, the Cook Triple Slow Cooker Buffet Server and Food Warmer. I know it's hard to believe, but the holidays are almost here, and this is an absolute must for your next family gathering.
Each crock has its own temperature knob with low, high, and warm settings, which gives you the ability to cook or keep 3 different dishes warm all at the same time.
I mean, how cool is that? My sister, she's gonna love this.
All right, now let's take one last look at today's products, helping you save money.
Head to epicdiscounts.com or just scan that QR code to scan, shop, and save with Epic Discounts by Best Reviews.
Best Reviews is owned by our parent company, Nexstar. You can find more on the products and where to buy them on WANE.com.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
Hi, I'm Jessica Williams, host of Living Local 15, covering food, fashion, and everything fun in Northeast Indiana. Watch weekday mornings at 9 as we explore the community and I introduce you to some of my new favorite places. Where will I go next? Well, you'll have to watch and see, but I want to know, where do you recommend I go?
Watch Living Local 15 with Jessica Williams, weekdays at 9 on WANE 15, and catch past episodes on WANE.com.
Join me, Jessica Williams, on Living Local 15, every weekday morning at 9 on WANE 15.
Watch Living Local 15 with Jessica Williams on WANE 15. Go to the Living Local 15 page on WANE.com for recipes from the show, to watch a segment again, and to get information on products and services featured on Living Local 15. Follow us on social media at Living Local 15. Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.